And as you guys can see, today's topic, we're going to talk about exploring the Expert CFO business opportunity. We'll go ahead and get started. I think some folks are still logging in, but nonetheless, we're 3 minutes past the hour, so let's go ahead and dig in. Okay, I want to welcome everybody to today's call. Just to introduce myself, my name's Dallas Alford. I am the founder of the Expert CFO. Just to give you a little bit on my background, I've been a licensed CPA in the state of North Carolina for over 20 years. Spent most of my career in public accounting, working for the big four accounting firms, and kind of, certainly enjoyed that. Lifestyle kind of caught up with me, a lot of long hours, a lot of travel. So kind of stepped out on my own and one day was trying to find my place and realized that I wanted to be a fractional CFO and offer CFO services to startups. And so I started a CFO firm, enjoyed every minute of it, worked with some great clients, couldn't have asked for a better career path. But then one day something happened to me that kind of changed my life unexpectedly, and this was back when COVID hit. I had a friend of the family who was impacted kind of negatively by COVID, and when I say that, I mean financially. She lost her job, was kind of down and out. She had a background in accounting, and one day she approached me and said, "Dallas, I want to do what you do." And I said, "Okay." Being a friend of the family, I'll certainly do what I can to help you out. So I helped her start a CFO firm and found a passion I didn't realize I had. So that's essentially how the Expert CFO was started. And this day and time, I help individuals that are interested in starting their own CFO firm and work with them hand in hand to do so. So that's enough about me. Let's dig in and get started. So what is an outsourced CFO service? As I'm sure you guys on the call know, companies outsource many functions in today's economy. Examples are accounting, payroll, IT, marketing, etc. An outsourced CFO service gives a business access to financial experts that implement financial strategy. Businesses can utilize the outsourced CFO service as needed. And an outsourced CFO or a fractional CFO, as you might hear, is significantly cheaper than a full-time CFO. And, a lot of folks might say, "Hey, I don't think a small business needs a CFO." I beg to differ. There is a reason, and I know you guys have heard this, 90% of small businesses fail. And that's because they don't have a CFO. They don't know their numbers. They don't know their financial position. So as you guys are going to see, there is a demand in the marketplace for this service. Why do companies use outsourced CFO services? Well, there's a number of different reasons, but we'll touch base on a few of them. First off, business owners simply don't have enough time. Maybe some of you are doing accounting right now as we speak. I'm sure you've seen it. You step into a business, the books have not been closed in months, nothing's reconciled. The owner couldn't tell you if they've made a single dime in the past 6 months. Next thing, business owners may not have financial acumen. I can tell you, first off, I have worked with numerous individuals that were extremely intelligent, from software startups, biotech companies, all sorts of different types of entities. And these folks, while they were genuinely smart and a lot smarter than I am, they did not have the financial acumen, to run their companies. Another reason, the business has a one-person accounting team and they're growing quickly and they need an extra set of hands. Next reason, the business has a strong bookkeeper but needs CFO level insight. Next reason, a business is not seeing strong financial results and needs a third party unbiased opinion to help them look at their numbers and make sound financial decisions. So there is definitely a demand and a need for CFO services. Now, guys, the current landscape is broken. Now, what I'm about to say, I'm going to preface it with, I think I told you guys, I've been a CPA for over 20 years, so I've got the utmost respect for the CPA profession, for other CPAs, what they're doing, to provide service to their clients. But what is currently happening right now for a lot of businesses is their tax CPA is doing their bookkeeping and filing their tax return. Now, I'm not bashing these tax CPAs. Again, I've got all the respect in the world for them. But typically what you see is these tax CPAs are just closing the books good enough to prepare the tax return. The books aren't closed timely or accurately. Interaction with clients is limited. The tax CPA might talk with the clients every few months, help them with their quarterly estimated taxes, just touch base with them. But they're certainly not closing the books and going over the financial statements at the end of every month like a CFO would. I've even seen it, and you guys, some of you on the call may have seen the same thing. Some of these businesses go an entire year without seeing financial results. I've seen it myself. I've stepped in to help clients and I've asked them, where are we at, guys? Have we closed the books? No, our tax CPA closes them at the end of the year. Now, to me, that alone, no wonder 90% of small businesses fail. So again, I'm not bashing traditional tax CPAs. This is just traditionally how things have been done. So let's look at a kind of a traditional accounting firm versus a CFO firm from a business owner's perspective. Typically, CPA firms earn all their revenue in a short time frame. Maybe some of you on the call have filed tax returns, and that's what you do for a living. You know how that feels. There's a good 4 months out of the year where you're slam busy cranking returns as hard as you can. And that leads to the second point. Long hours can lead to burnout, and tax laws are always changing. I've been there. I've done it. I've worked for the big four accounting firms. I know what a busy season feels like. The rest of the year, they get through the busy season, and the CPAs are scrambling to generate revenue for the rest of the year. And last but not least, fees are smaller in nature for a tax CPA. I mean, the average cost for a business tax return S corp, maybe $1,200, $1,500. It takes a lot of those tax returns to build a seven-figure firm. Now let's look at a CFO firm. With a CFO firm, you're providing CFO services on a year-round basis. You're working with your clients monthly, you're closing the books, you're helping them digest the numbers and make sound business decisions. And typically, you get into these businesses, you might start out with one service, and then next thing you know, you're filing the tax return for them. Or maybe you identify some tax strategy that they can use to reduce their tax liability. So once you get in there, you become a part of their team. Hourly rates can be substantial for providing CFO services. Now, that obviously varies depending on your skill set and your background and the types of clients you're targeting, but hourly rates are definitely can be significant. Probably the nice thing about a CFO firm is the revenue is reoccurring. You're essentially billing your clients a monthly fee every single month. And probably one of the last, but more important things is the work is truly rewarding. You are helping these clients grow their businesses, build their companies, and at the end of the week, I'm not going to say it's not hard work, but you feel accomplished, and you will get more thank yous than you will ever get by filing somebody's tax return. So, obviously I'm a little bit biased with my opinion, but when I sat down to figure out what I was going to do with my career, after leaving the big four, I kind of sat down and looked at this, and to me, it was pretty clear I'm going to start a CFO firm. So why is a CFO firm the perfect business? Well, based on the Journal of Accountancy, a 2020 survey by CPA.com revealed that advisory and consulting is clients' greatest unmet need, with 29% of clients saying they need this service. If price were no issue, 60% of clients would want their CPA firms to give them strategic consulting, the survey found, whereas 41% would want firms to manage some of their financial operations. Clients who do not use advisory services spend an average of $1,100 per month with their CPA firms, but clients who do purchase advisory services spend close to $1,600 a month, or 43% more. That's all I needed to hear, guys. I don't know about you, but that alone tells me what path I wanted to go down. And I kind of want, you guys can see that picture in the middle that says value proposition with the arrow pointing up. That is the perfect picture that describes this scenario. When you present yourself as a CFO and offer CFO services in the marketplace, the perceived value of what you are offering goes up incrementally. And you know what happens when your perceived value goes up? The fees that you can charge go up as well. There is a direct correlation between the value that your clients perceive you're giving them and what they are willing to pay. So again, position yourself accordingly. Many folks out there are trying to start bookkeeping businesses, and I'm not bashing bookkeepers, guys. I've worked with some fantastic bookkeepers over my career. In fact, I've worked with some that knew accounting better than some CPAs I've worked with. But my point being is where do you want to position yourself in the marketplace? Do you want to start a bookkeeping firm, or do you want to start a CFO consulting firm? The key word is advisory services, guys. Now, the question I get a lot is, well, Dallas, how many clients are there out in the marketplace that can use this service? And, am I going to be able to get out there and get clients if I move forward with this opportunity? Well, according to Deloitte, who is one of the big four accounting firms, small and medium-sized businesses are significant drivers of economic growth, job creation, and new innovation in the United States. There are around 29 million businesses with fewer than 500 employees in the U.S., representing 99.7% of all U.S. businesses and almost half of total private sector employment. So guys, that is your target market right there. 29 million businesses. Do you think you might be able to get out there? I don't know where you all are located, but do you think you can get out there and find some clients to work with? I bet you can. When I was running my CFO firm, I had clients locally in the Raleigh market. I had clients all over the United States. Some of them I hadn't even met, at least face to face. I've done Zoom calls with them, worked with them online. I couldn't even tell you. I think one time I was working with a client, and finally I just looked at him and I said, Chris, I'm sorry for asking, but where do you live again? So my point being is, guys, there's so much business out there, so much potential. You can structure your business and go about it however you want. Now, if you look, I put two boxes right here where we kind of look at some industries that you can focus on. And that is one thing that we recommend in our training and that our support team kind of guides our consultants to, is to carve out a niche. Find a niche. Maybe you want to carve out medical practices. That's a favorite of mine because I early on in my career, I used to do consulting, kind of practice management consulting with physician practices. So I know how those guys operate in and out. So I focus some of my CFO services on medical practices. But guys, there's so many different industries: construction, engineering firms, biotech, life sciences, SaaS technology. We've got a lot of that here in Raleigh, North Carolina. Those guys are fun. They're building all sorts of cool software, and I don't even know what they're doing, but I know there's a demand there for CFO services because I've worked with a lot of them. So there's a lot of opportunity out there, guys. You just kind of have to find your niche and carve it out and market to it accordingly, and that is definitely something we help you guys do. Now, how does the Expert CFO help you start and grow a consulting CFO firm? Well, basically, we have compiled a comprehensive CFO services package, and these are about 7 or 8 to 9 services where we teach you how to go out in the marketplace and provide. And because of these services, when you offer these services, you are bringing in 7 to 8 income streams into your CFO consulting firm. So just to name a few, bookkeeping is kind of your core service, and the reason you're doing that is to be able to turn out financials monthly and put sound financial numbers in front of your clients. On top of that, you offer financial forecasting and modeling to help businesses make decisions, income tax preparation, cost segregation, and R&D tax credit. Those two are tax strategies that are very beneficial for a lot of startups. Payroll, HR, and people services. We teach you guys historically, or for the most part, a lot of traditional CPA firms or bookkeeping firms just kind of process payroll as an add-on service, and it's not a huge money-making service. But we teach you how to kind of take that approach from a different angle and turn it into a profitable service. Another one, AP and AR automation. What you see in a lot of startups is as the companies are growing, they don't have the full-fledged accounting department to help them. So we teach you as a consultant how to go in there and kind of automate some of their processes and take that administrative burden off of them. So again, we have essentially developed a comprehensive package of services. It took me years as I kind of developed my CFO firm to kind of piece these things together and realize, well, I need to be offering this, or, I didn't know that this was available. To be honest, I probably lost out on a lot of opportunity, because when I started my firm, I invented the wheel myself because I didn't have anybody to turn to help me. So these are tools and services that I've kind of put together over the course of my own CFO firm. So let's continue and keep going. Probably the most favorite tool that we offer to help our consultants is we have a web-based modeling tool that helps you offer true CFO services. And when I say CFO services, I'm talking about a metrics dashboard, key performance indicators, cash forecasting, and financial forecasting. When I came across this software, guys, I was blown away. In my years when I was running a CFO consulting firm, I can't tell you how many countless hours I stayed up at night creating models and forecast in Excel spreadsheets. And everyone had to be different for every different type of industry. And it was painful because clients were constantly coming to me and say, Dallas, what if we do this? What if we hire these 3 FTEs? What if we buy this equipment? And I was just constantly tweaking models. And I'm pretty proficient at Excel. There's probably some of you on this call that are Excel wizards, and you can whip it out in no time. But this software right here, it allows you to put a dashboard in front of your clients where you can go over key metrics, and it immediately moves you up that value proposition that we were talking about earlier. Cash forecasting, that's a tool that you absolutely need to do for a lot of startups that are either pre-revenue or they're running at a loss. You've got to be able to show them, here's your cash position, here's your runway, and things of that nature. The other one is actually creating a forward-looking forecast where you're taking the P&L and they're throwing scenarios at you. Maybe they're quickly growing, and in month 1 they want to hire these employees. Months 2 and 3 they want to hire more employees, and then they want to lease this office space. Where you're building out that forward-looking vision using this forecasting tool, and it is powerful, guys. You put this in front of clients, and all of a sudden they are looking at you as a true CFO consultant. And it's just a really great tool. It integrates with a lot of the key accounting software out there, pulls off of historical data. So it is just a huge time saver. It's one of the things I'm proud of that we're able to bring to the table and help our team with, and show you guys how to get out there and implement it. And this alone allows you to increase the fees that you charge significantly more than if you were just doing kind of standard bookkeeping. Another area where we help out, guys, I kind of learned this when I was with the Big Four. I was PwC, KPMG, worked at RSM McGladrey for a few years. They all did outsourced and CFO accounting, and they all had a back office to help support that and allow them to be able to scale. Well, we've gone out to the marketplace and we've created that same type of back office, and we bring it to our consultants so that you guys have access, to a similar back office, and you can kind of essentially create your model, after what the Big Four do. And this allows you to kind of scale and get the accounting done, because what you'll find as you continue to bring on clients and process more and more work, it's a lot to handle. It is a lot, but with this back office support, that allows you to kind of grow your business, continue to focus on growing it, because the last thing, if you're going to scale a CFO firm to seven figures, you cannot be the one sitting there doing the accounting. You absolutely cannot. That's not saying you can't drop down and help the team, but you have to have a team in place, that does the day-to-day work, and your role will be out in the marketplace, networking, finding new business, and growing your firm. So that is another resource we have spent a tremendous amount of time developing. Have actually used it when I have my own CFO firm, and very pleased with it. So just another tool we add to the tool belt of consultants that join our network. The next area, guys, the Expert CFO, we offer comprehensive training. We have about over 60 hours of web-based training. When you come on board with us, you have access to this immediately. You can do it at your own pace. We spent probably close to a year developing this training, and this is training, everything from A to Z that you could ever think of that you might need to start and run a CFO firm. So let's just kind of touch on, we're not going to read every single one of these because it truly is comprehensive, and we'd be here till midnight. But, module one, just kind of the basics, let's get started, kind of the administrative stuff you would expect to see. How do I contact the Expert CFO support team? What type of insurance do I need? How do I get my website up and running? What type of technology do I need to run my business? Module 2, Jumpstart Marketing Plan. This one is huge, guys. The Jumpstart Marketing Plan was put together to help you guys get out there and immediately get a client within 30 to 60 days of coming on board with us. These are proven techniques that myself, as well as my other support team members, have used in the past when they were growing their firms, and they do work. There's low cost. It's not a lot of money to use these techniques, but literally when we get you started and get your website up, we've got you hitting the ground running, because we want you to get out there, land that first client, get your feet wet, and get that momentum going. So that's the Jumpstart Marketing Plan. Module 3, Overview of CFO Services you can offer. That's where we just kind of touch on, of the 8 or 9 CFO services you can offer, we kind of touch on those and talk about each service at a higher level, just to give you a kind of a broad understanding of what you'll be offering prospective clients out in the marketplace. Module 4, Accounting and Finance Bootcamp. Now, we've got folks that come to us with varying backgrounds, all walks of life. Maybe they've worked, as a bookkeeper for most of their career, or maybe they've been a VP of finance in corporate America, and they're just tired of the corporate grind and they're ready to switch gears. Nonetheless, people have varying backgrounds, varying experience. So we essentially created the Accounting and Finance Bootcamp to get everybody up to speed in terms of what you truly need to know to start and run a CFO consulting firm. So let's just look at a few. Accounting 101, Financial Reporting Basics, Forecasting, Modeling, and Budgeting, Cash Flow Statement, Top-Down Forecasting, Break-Even Analysis, Burn Rate, Monthly Cash Flow Model. These are all things, and I'll be honest with you guys, I'll be the first to admit it. When I stepped away from the big 4 accounting firms, left Price Waterhouse, some of those things right there, I did not know. I spent countless hours at night studying, reading online, pulling out my hair because a client said, "Hey, Dallas, can you calculate our burn rate?" And I'm sure. And so I had to go home and get online and figure it out and build out Excel spreadsheets. So guys, what we've done is we've kind of removed that pain that I experienced, and we've got training materials to help you guys. If you've not had exposure to some of these things, this is essentially our MBA crash course, if you will, to get you up to speed. Module 5 is probably one of my favorites, and it is one of the most important modules of the training, and that is marketing your firm. Guys, you can have the best service out there, but if you don't know how to get out there and market it and pound the pavement and pick up clients, it does not matter. And let me tell you, I learned the hard way. I spent all sorts of money on this, that, you know, trying to get clients, and it was trial and error. It was costly as well. But over the years, I learned what works, what doesn't work. So essentially, we've compiled that into a training module to teach you guys how to go out there and get clients. And so let's just name a few. Using SEO, which is search engine optimization, to grow your online presence. Using LinkedIn to market your CFO firm. Using social media to grow your CFO firm. Using online webinars to grow your CFO firm. Using educational seminars to generate leads. The ultimate business networking guide. So again, guys, you've got a general idea of what we offer in that module. If you pay attention to any one module, it should be that one, because we want you guys out there pounding the pavement, getting those clients and bringing that revenue into your firm. Module 6, this is where we circle back and we do a deep dive into each service that you offer. And when we say deep dive, we literally mean deep dive. You know, again, people are coming to us with different backgrounds. We don't know what you do know. So we do a deep dive into, you know, bookkeeping. We do a deep dive into accounts payable automation and why a business would need that. We do a deep dive into payroll, HR, and people services. And when we do a deep dive in each one of these services, guys, we're talking about how to market each one of these services specifically. Some of the marketing you might apply to one service, and some you may not. And a lot of that reason is guys, not all of these services are going to be the one service that builds your firm to a 7-figure firm. But what they will do is they will open up the door to a lot of opportunity. You know, when I was out there pounding the pavement, I would, you know, offer a service and get it in front of a client. And I knew at the time they were using some other CFO firm, or in that prospective client would get my materials, and he'd reach out to me and say, hey, I don't understand why my current CFO firm is not offering this service. And I would say, hey, I don't know either. Perhaps we should talk. And lo and behold, I was in the door, signed a contract, and moved forward with the client. So that's what a lot of these services do. But at the end of the day, they all do bring in some type of income stream in one shape, form, or fashion. Again, module 6, more deep dive into the services. We've got cost segregation study. We've got financial forecasting, modeling, and budgeting. And then we've got the R&D tax credit, which is one of my favorites. Those of you that maybe are currently working with software startups, biotechs, where they're expending a lot of money on R&D research, that tax credit right there is huge for them. It is an easy takedown. And when you put that in front of them, it is a win-win situation, and you will have a client for life. Again, to wrap up the training, guys, module 7, landing the client. This is an important one. Okay, we've got you in front of the prospective client. What's next? Preparing the business analysis. We teach you how to go in there and approach it like a true advisory service professional, not a salesman, not a car salesman trying to sell something. You're going into the prospective client, learning their pain points. You're listening to them. You're talking with them. And once you learn those pain points, we teach you how to come back, prepare the proposal, show them how you will get rid of those pain points, and show you how to price and bundle the services for maximum profit. That is one I wish, when I was coming through the ranks, I wish somebody would have showed me that, because I'll be honest with you guys. I'll be the first to admit there were several accounts that I didn't price right, and it is harder to go back and tell the client, hey, I kind of messed up. That's not the way it works. So we work with you guys to help you price things for maximum profitability, because again, back to the value proposition. When you're solving those clients' pain, when you're helping them with what they need, all of a sudden the fee that you can charge goes up incrementally. Next one, module 8, scaling your firm. This is where, you know, you're making traction, you're taking on clients. What do you need to do? What you need to put in place so that you can work towards building that 7-figure firm? and that includes finding and hiring staff to manage your clients. You start getting big enough, you're going to need an accounting manager. You're going to need controllers. You may need additional CFOs to work with your team. And I'll be honest with you guys, probably the thing that took me the longest to realize is there is nothing wrong with hiring somebody that is smarter than you. And in my case, that was an easy thing to do. So I had CFOs working with my team. They had a whole lot more CFO experience than I did. And they served clients with my firm, and they were a pleasure to work with. They were not entrepreneurs. They didn't like the business development piece of the equation, so they came and worked for me. So there's no reason that you guys can't go out there and do the same thing. In fact, I encourage you to. It took me a while to learn that. Always hire people that are smarter than you. Again, the last thing in the scaling your firm, hiring a business development rep to help you grow your firm fast. So guys, we really, as far as our training, we really do cover everything from A to Z and start to finish. In our training, it's ever evolving. We are always going out in the marketplace and looking for new services that we can bring to the table and help our consultants get out there, win more clients, generate more revenue, and essentially just be the market leaders. So again, the training's constantly changing. So that's it, kind of in a nutshell. Okay, probably the biggest benefit is the Expert CFO is we offer comprehensive support, and that includes myself as well as 2 other CPAs that have been out there in the field, in the trenches. We've done it. We know income tax preparation. We know financial forecasting. We know modeling. We know GAAP accounting. We know full accrual accounting. I'm not going to say we know it all because nobody knows it all. But if you come to us and you're in a bind and a client's putting something in front of you and you're not sure how to work through it, we'll work through it together. In our support team, we're available not 24 hours a day, excuse me. Some folks wishes we were available 24 hours a day, but we're available during the working hours via phone, email. And guys, I put that in bold down there at the bottom because this is probably the biggest piece of what you get when I join our network. Because back to me, when I was starting my firm, I didn't have anybody to turn to. And there were times where I wish I did, because I stuck my foot in my mouth. I was a I can do man. A client said, "Can you do this? Do you know how to do it?" And I'm pretty good at sales and business development. So what do you say? Yes, I can do that. And there were times where I had no clue how to do it. Spent countless hours at night researching. So it was a painful process. I wish I had somebody to turn to. Well, when you join our network, you do have a team to turn to, and we are absolutely committed to your success and helping you guys grow your firm. So how we help you with marketing. We provide our consultants with, I think we've got 5 or 6 different professionally designed websites. These are just 2 examples right here, and they're already loaded, ready to go with the text for the services you offer. All you need to do is put your logo on it, your contact information, buy a domain name, and get that bad boy up and get out there and get marketing. That's the key, guys. When I stepped out from the Big Four, I was sitting there literally scratching my head saying, well, I'm pretty sure I need a website. So, wasn't quite sure how to do that. And I think back in the day, I probably spent close to $4,000 or $5,000 getting a website designed. Now, I think things have changed a little bit. There's all sorts of ways you can develop a website, but we don't want you guys doing that. We don't want you spending the next 2 months trying to figure out how to develop a website, what text should go on it. We want you guys out there pounding the pavement, getting business. So we offer that for you guys, and they really are good-looking websites. Next thing we've kind of developed to put in place is we have a digital marketing platform. Once you come on board and we launch your website and go live with it, we connect your website to this platform, and it allows you to kind of purchase and implement digital marketing services such as SEO, search engine optimization services such as blog posts, link building, article writing, press releases, social media posting on LinkedIn, Facebook. It allows you to facilitate all of that in one place where you can essentially look at your website, see the amount of traffic, see the progress, and just kind of have control over that whole process. That's one of the things I wish I had this tool when I was coming up through the ranks. To be honest with you, when I launched my website, I didn't even know what search engine optimization was. So we've really kind of narrowed this down for you guys and put it in place to make it easy. Because again, we don't want our consultants having to move up the learning curve and how to figure out things on their own, because it slows you down. We want you guys growing your firm, and we want you growing it as quickly as possible. We've got about 8 or 9 professionally designed marketing materials that we've put together for every one of the services that you can offer. Again, we put your logo in it and your contact information and get that to you, and that way you're ready to go and ready to hit the ground running with your marketing efforts. So most folks come to me and say, well, Dallas, how much can we make off one client by offering fractional CFO services? Well, obviously my first response is it depends. What we teach you when we go through the pricing your services module of the training is we kind of teach you to offer 3 different packages. Kind of a basic package, where you're closing the books every month and maybe providing an hour or 2 of consultation. A medium package where, same thing, you're closing the books and maybe doing some cash forecasting and going over that key metrics dashboard. And then the next package is a full-blown package where you're kind of doing, financial modeling on a monthly basis and showing them an annual forecast. And it's going to vary depending on your market, but roughly the middle package, we kind of teach you to price that around $2,500 a month. So with that being said, consultants can potentially earn gross annual revenue per client of $25K to $35K per year. And on top of that, depending on what other services you implement, whether it's payroll and HR or accounts payable automation, for each new client you bring on board, you can potentially see a setup fee of $1,000 to $3,500 per client. So, and the next question I get after that is, well, how much time is it going to take me to service one client? Well, if you use our back office like we kind of teach you to do, they're essentially doing most of the accounting and closing the books, and your time is spent just kind of performing a review of the numbers, getting in front of the client, going over the numbers with your client. So on average, you'll find that, honestly, the slide says 5 to 10 hours per month per client, but I'd say it's probably, maybe 5 to 7 hours. So again, one client, $25,000 to $35,000 a year in revenue. How many of those would you need to get to scale to a 7-figure firm? Or how many tax returns, back to the traditional CPA firm, how many tax returns would you have to file to get to $35,000 a year in revenue? Quite a bit. So that's kind of the income potential, guys. It's there. You just got to go out there and get it. Benefits of starting a CFO firm. Guys, there's many benefits. To be honest with you, one of the things that was big for me in my career is I just wanted to find something that I woke up to every day and was passionate about, something that I enjoyed doing. I didn't know if I would find that in accounting. If you guys are currently doing accounting, maybe you know what I'm talking about. But when I started a CFO firm and started servicing clients, and just the amount of thank yous that I got, not only were they paying my invoice, which they were not small, that alone was enough for me, but these folks were just adamant in just thanking me for the service that we were providing them, helping them run their businesses. So that, to me personally, was what touched me the most. But just some of the other things, benefits that you guys might see is flexibility. You can run your CFO firm, if you want to just do it remotely, you can run it from anywhere in the world. Reoccurring revenue, that's a big one, guys. having to get up and go out and find new business every month when you're just charging one annual fee to file a tax return, that's tough. And on top of reoccurring revenue, you are building something of value, guys. One day you've got a big book of business and it's all reoccurring revenue. There is huge potential to take that book of business and sell it to another CPA firm that wants to get into advisory services. So there is a lot of value behind that. Probably another one of the benefits, get rid of the JOB. Everybody knows what JOB means, don't you? You guys were going to say job. I say just over broke. Guys, you can more than get out there and supplement whatever income you're making if you're currently working at a job. The last one, this one, like I said, was kind of important to me. Have fun with the business, guys. You're probably looking at that picture over there saying, what in the world is that? And who is that holding that fish? Well, that's me. And that's my son. His name is Dallas as well. I'm the fourth and he's the fifth. And that is a picture of us. We love, my wife and kids, we love going down to the Florida Keys to fish and to just vacation. I am an avid saltwater fisherman. My son's getting into it. So what did I do? I went down to the Keys. I pounded the pavement, got down there, found a couple of medical practices that had some chain locations throughout the Florida Keys, picked them up as clients. And now, all of a sudden, when I take those trips down to the Florida Keys, expenses that I incur become a tax deduction. Okay, you guys with me? Does that make sense? So guys, structure your business to your lifestyle. The heck with waking up every day and going and sitting in the same cube and working for the boss that's taking all the credit for the work you're doing. Get out there and have fun with it. If you like traveling to Vegas to go hit the tables, pick some clients up out there. Do what I do. Have fun with it. It literally will change the way you look at life and just make you wake up every day and be happy with what you do for a living. So just to kind of go over the Expert CFO business opportunity, guys, just to recap what all we offer and how we help our consultants. Again, we teach you guys how to offer comprehensive CFO services. We've kind of touched on each one of those, in today's webinar. Those services can bring in 7 to 8 income streams to your CFO firm. And we offer 60 hours of web-based training to kind of help you guys get out there, start a CFO firm immediately, get out there and get traction as soon as possible and start picking up clients. The web-based training is huge. The next thing, again, we professionally design a website and marketing materials for you, so you guys don't have to waste time for that. And most importantly, we have a proven marketing system that we've pieced together, with our years of experience running our own CFO firms. That's proven and it's guaranteed to kind of help you guys get out there and pick up clients. And last but not least, the lifetime support. Again, that support is myself as well as 2 other CPAs. We love helping our team get out there, get some business, grow their firms. It truly is rewarding. I thought I was passionate about serving clients, which I still am, but when I started helping individuals grow their own businesses, I found a new passion that I didn't realize I have. And just to kind of wrap it up, guys, there is a one-time fee of $19,995 to join our network of consultants. That covers everything. That's a one-time fee. There's no charges after that to be a part of our network. It is, I'm sure to many folks, a decent investment. But guys, when I look back on money I spent kind of through trials and tribulations, errors, trying to figure things out when I was growing my own CFO firm, I'm pretty sure if I added up not only the money I spent, but the time I wasted having to figure things out, it probably would be about 5 times that amount. So that is our opportunity in a nutshell. If you are interested in talking to us more about potentially coming on board with the Expert CFO team, about a day after this webinar, you will get an email invite where you can schedule a time on my calendar. Happy to do a 30-minute email Zoom call with you, answer any questions you have, to talk about ways that folks kind of finance the fee if that's needed. Can certainly share our business opportunity agreement with you so you can view that. We've got funding instructions, and in general, guys, I want to meet you. I want to know who you are. I want to hear your story. I want to hear your dreams. What do you want out of life? How can I help you get that? So again, you'll get that email within the next day or so as a follow-up email from the webinar. There should be a link to my calendar. Reach out to me. Maybe some of you on here are exploring other business opportunities. Let's talk about it. I've owned some other businesses in my lifetime. I am a serial entrepreneur. Some worked, some didn't work. Let's talk through that. I want to hear what you guys are doing. But nonetheless, I wish all of you all the success in the world. I want to thank you guys for joining today's call. So I think that is it. I don't see any questions. So I don't know if anybody has any questions they want to send. You should be able to send a question in the chat box, assuming you guys can see it. Okay. Well, guys, if we have no questions, once again, thank you all. I wish the best of luck to all of you. If you want to chat, you'll get that calendar invite in the next day or two. Reach out to me. Let's catch up. Thanks, everybody. Take care.